Gonzo on the restart. Weaves his way, fires, and scores.
Look at attack, coming middle, trying to free himself
up, shot, score! Gets around Weed, off the bounce, shot, and a score. Wow. Levine with some speed. Levine fakes a pass. Levine all the way is going to fire and score.
Up top, Druin.
He wants a shot, and he's got it. Wow.
Meanwhile, Arbusto, one-handed shot is up and in. Got a penalty flag down.
Skip pass sets up Gabord, and it's time to pluck a chicken.
No. Got a good one-handed scoop up.
Roy, and then he lights the lamp. Lowers that left shoulder and fires up the Cougar fans. Look at this.
Nice play.
Fake shot by Brunzik, and then he drills it on his way to the ground. Chase, extra feed, shot, score, game over. Well, hello everyone, and welcome here to Exeter. Nick and Astis, Roger Howe with you, getting set for the 2023 NHIAA Boys Lacrosse Division III Championship game. Here on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire, we're broadcasting in conjunction with the NFHS Network. Hopkinton and Campbell, the number 5 seeded Hawks, back in the state championship game where they lost to Laconia on this field a year ago. A 10-5 regular season under head coach Deacon Blue. And the biggest win of the season coming a few nights ago in the semifinals as they upset previously unbeaten Bow to advance here to the state championship. Campbell, meanwhile, 13-2 under head coach / athletic director Josh Knight. They advanced with a shutout victory over Pelham in the semifinals. So the 2-seeded Cougars, the 5th-seeded Hawks, for all the marbles here on Championship Sunday.
Yeah, and you mentioned the upset the other night against Bow, previously unbeaten Bow, and I've been told by several people that was one of the most exciting games they had seen in a long, long time, namely the coaching staff at Hopkinton themselves. Nick Martell scored the overtime winner, but throughout the game, he had a total of 5 goals, so he'll be one to watch out there. The in-season games that Hopkinton played against Bow, they lost twice, and they were the worst. I hate using that word, but that was the biggest goal deficit that they had lost by all season, 8-4 in both those contests. We'll talk more after the national anthem.
All right, set to go here in just a moment. Hopkinton and Campbell, second of 3 straight championship games here on this field. Earlier today, the Division I state championship went to Bishop Girton for the 3rd straight season as they beat Pinkerton 15-6. All right, the Hawks are the lower seed, so they're in their road greens with the white lettering and white helmets. Campbell, as the number 2 seed, will be the home team here on this neutral field. They're in their home whites with the red lettering and red helmets. 4 officials down on the field, Roger, all of them with years of experience.
Yeah, and I apologize. There's one referee out there. I've forgotten his name, but we've got.
That's a first.
That is a first. It's tough. And I also made a mistake in the prior game, and it wasn't Gordy Lewis. It was Gordy Webb.
Right.
I can't believe my brain these days. Hey, don't have 5 children, I guess. Yeah, you got Pat Richard. Dave Shannon's going to be the referee, the head referee out there, and Jim Pressure, as we mentioned, is running the box.
Yeah, good crowd as well, continuing to build here as we approach the opening face-off. Temperature in the upper 70s, bit of a breeze.
Beautiful.
Gorgeous. And again, a large student presence as well for both schools. It looks like Hopkinton has gone with the blackout. Several black T-shirts and outfits, and it looks like Campbell in correspondence with their team's jerseys are in white here to our left.
Yeah, and unlike the Division I game, we definitely have no middlers. We have either Campbell fans or Hopkinton fans. Literally, no one is sitting in the center section here. I see a couple of other high school coaches sitting in the middle section, but that's about it. Here we go.
All right, Hopkinton will send Ozzie Rosenholm, the sophomore, to face off against Lucas Craig, the junior, for Campbell. Craig goes sprawling. Bodies are on the turf, and we're underway here in Exeter. The battle continues at midfield. 6 players involved, 3 each way, and this one is still up for grabs. A lengthy ground ball battle, now 20 seconds old, finally produces the first possession as the long pole for Hopkinton, Stephen Reddy, one of the captains, gets to it. However, his pass is too strong. Too hot to handle for Patrick Buss, another of the 4 co-captains for the Hawks. It goes out of bounds. Campbell produces the turnover, and now the Cougars will look to clear out of their own end.
Yeah, Stephen Reddy, we remember him from last year's finals against Laconia. He's their best defender. He's a defensive player of the year candidate. So watch him. Senior, good player.
Again, in the mix, Reddy trying to locate the ball. Instead, Campbell's Wyatt Tarr is the man on the spot. Now the Cougar junior will push along that far wing. He'll slow it down to a cross.
Nope.
Got a whistle here against the Cougars.
My apologies. That is not Pat Richard. That is Mike Toth.
Mike Toth down there.
Yeah.
All right, on the far side, Avery Condon going to try his luck himself here up the middle. The long pole searching for the 50, chopped down from behind. Taken away by Tyson Landry, the junior. Landry looking for safety here along the near sideline. Reddy right with him. And now the pass again batted down. Reddy gets to it.
Good look.
Short little toss here taken near side by Braden Crawford. The long pole stumbles and falls. Loose again. And the Cougars to it. The ground ball, the name of the game here through the first 2 minutes.
Ooh.
Zach Dean, the junior, ran out of real estate along the near sideline in front of the Hopkinton bench. The Hawks quickly restarted the action. The officials say slow down. And
I thought that was a good restart, actually. He was right where he needed to be.
And Coach Blue not too pleased. But Hopkinton okay with possession here. A 10-5 regular season. It was a competitive regular season in the division. Everybody was chasing Bow most of the season, but you had 5 teams with only 5 losses. And as a result, we get this 2 versus 5 semifinal after Bow was dispatched by Hopkinton. This one juggled out of bounds near side. John Despres, senior co-captain, couldn't get there. And now it's the long pole for Campbell. Scott Hirschberger, one of their more physical defenders, comes through on the clear game, and Campbell's going to slow it down with 3 minutes gone by.
Yeah, both these teams lost to Bow during the regular season, not by a lot.
Right.
But when Hopkinton, as I mentioned in the pregame, played Bow twice, you give them a third chance. Wow, that's a good play.
Good check. It's clean, and ultimately results in a Campbell turnover. This is Robert Rinden, the senior. And now the Hawks going to set things up after a big lift is given to the squad by that hit. Here's a shot on the run by the lefty, Nick Martell, who goes high. And it'll stay here with Hopkinton.
Yeah, Martell, their star from the other night. 5 goals, as I mentioned. Got the overtime winner.
There's a swing move
right in
by
there.
Chaplin behind the cage. Comes up empty. It was Merrick Chapin. Loose at midfield. Reddy is there again for the Hawks. And this one taken knee high for a moment at least by Gavin Davies. Instead, it's the other way with Campbell's Hunter Grant.
Nice look.
Grant looking ahead for Andrew Wilness. Wilness, the junior captain, in traffic, couldn't quite reel it in. And again, Hopkinton will take it in their own end.
Yeah, both teams trying to find their sticks and find their accuracy on passes as well as they're clearing.
Davies will clear this for the Hawks. Bus will slow it down, and now a look over the left shoulder here by Lincoln Wilson, the 4th co-captain that I've mentioned so far. And Wilson going to backtrack towards midfield with about 4.5 gone by here in this scoreless first quarter. Wilson wants a one-on-one, going to challenge 2 defenders. Trying to spin his way at the top of the box, looks for a shot. And that one misfires outside. It'll stay at this end.
Yeah, arguably Lincoln Wilson is the best player on the Hopkinton team. Versatile midfielder, goes both ways. We'll be calling his name a lot today.
This is Chapin. Met at the cage. It's kept in bounds in the far corner by Buss, who now at goal line extended is going to make his way back middle. Short pass taken behind the cage. 2 players behind the net here for the Hawks. And they'll hit the reset button with Despres. And now Wilson. 5 minutes gone. No score. Hopkinton hoping to score first. Pass off target. Shane Smith trying to scramble.
Saved it.
Kept in bounds by Despres. But in the end, the long pole for the Cougars is going to go the other way. This is Nick Hirschberger. We mentioned his brother Scott earlier.
And he did not participate in the pregame warm-up. I thought that he was going to be a scratch for today, Hirschberger, but he's out there now, and he looked pretty good right there. Maybe he's got something going on with the knee since he's got it wrapped on his left. Nice
Shot.
Turn.
Goes wide of the cage. Pretty good look there for Wilness.
Good turn. Best turn of the game.
Midway through, first quarter. Nothing on net either way so far. In the cage for Hopkinton is Colby Boise, the junior. Little pressure on the perimeter. Campbell's Cruz Sandquist is going to fire this one. Rebound up in the air. And then it's stomped out in the crease by Boise.
Good save.
Outlet pass taken by Rinden. Runs into 2 Cougars, lost the ball. A whistle is going to send this back with Campbell. Quick restart. Going to set up Grant. Grant's going to fire, and a good save by Boise.
Wow.
Able to wave the wand and knock that one away.
This is a great save.
Pretty good look by Grant on the move. As we see the shot there, and the goaltender definitely redirected that one.
Yeah. He followed it and tracked it, so.
Meanwhile, Hopkinton going to come the other way. So we approach 5 minutes to go in this quick-moving first quarter. Wilson going to look over his left shoulder. There's a sub coming on. Running hard is Chapin. Goes by Wilson, and now Wilson going to give it up to Nick Martell, who swings it far side for Buss. Buss thought about the shot. Defender not buying. That's Zach Dean. We go inside of 5 minutes first quarter. Wilson now wants a one-on-one. The defender is Alex Kirby. Able to shake Kirby, draw 2 slides, fire one-handed. This one a little high. It sails out of play. It's backed up, though, by Hopkinton's Chapin. In net for the Cougars, Ryan Guerrette, senior, and the commit to Regis College.
Yeah,
Buss going to spin, come down the middle. He's jammed up. He gets it off anyway, and it's denied by Guerrette. Goret's first save comes low. Goret out of the cage. The pole Dean is going to fire a pass along the far sideline for his teammate Jackson Kalani. One of the tri-captains. This pass is batted down out front. Good play by the pole, Cameron Bassett.
Oh!
And now Bassett, the junior, is chopped down from behind, lost his stick. Play continues. Pass comes in low. It's scooped up by Sandquist. Sandquist trying to outmaneuver the defender, gets some help from his teammate Wilness behind the cage, and now Campbell allowed a breath here as we're inside of 4 minutes first quarter. Still no score here in Exeter.
Yeah, a lot of action between the boxes. Not a lot of offensive attack for either side so far. Goaltending play has shined already.
And the name of the game has been the ground ball. It's a physical tone seemingly has been set early. Officials have let them play so far. No penalties either way. Here's Grant. Going to zigzag. Looks for his teammate out in front of the net. But the pass goes through the zone and rolls out of bounds.
Good look, though. Good look.
Thought he had his teammate Nathan Lenke out in front. The freshman for a moment had some daylight, but couldn't reel it in. And now Hopkinton again will look to work out of their own end. The clears have been challenging for both teams so far here in this first quarter. We're down to 3 minutes.
Hey, you wonder where everybody is. I mean, where is everyone?
Well, here's Reddy. He's ready to go. No pun intended.
No!
Fires a pass on the run. Doesn't find the target, but does stay in bounds as Buss gets to it unchallenged in that far corner.
Yeah, Reddy's committed to another NE10 school, Nick. He's going up to St. Michael's in the Great White North of Vermont. And he's the only other commit on this squad. There is a Dartmouth commit by Hopkinton, but he's not going to play lacrosse. He is going to play football.
Here's Buss. In traffic, high slot, going to retreat. Find some space outside the 30. Campbell's defense, known for their physicality, Roger, throughout the year, a 13-2 record. And so far we can tell why. They're out challenging, so to speak.
Well, both teams, actually.
Right.
They did not give up a lot of goals this year. And, in fact, Hopkinton, in their 5 losses, give up an average of about 2.5 goals a game. So it's going to be a struggle here, probably single digits for both sides when it comes to the offense.
Yeah, forget goals. Shots are at a premium right now. Here's Wilson. He's going to light the lamp. Lincoln Wilson, the senior, one of the captains of this squad, putting Hopkinton out in front 1-0.
Well, as I said, he's probably the best player on the field for the Hawks. And talk about ground ball work. One ground ball after another, and here it capitalizes for the Hawks with an opportunity that puts Lincoln right in the spot where he needs to be.
So with less than 2 minutes remaining in this first quarter, Hopkinton's Lincoln Wilson able to find the back of the net with a pretty quick release there. And pierces the Campbell D. So 1-0 Hawks. And now the 2-seeded Cougars look to even things up here over the final 90 seconds. But this pass is dropped. That's Zach Hannon surrounded by a sea of forest green. Reddy trying to poke that one out with the stick. Still loose at the top of the box. That's Grant fighting for it for Campbell in the mix. And it's scooped up along the far sideline. Dean collides with Martell. We get a whistle finally, and Campbell is going to get possession. Stumbling and bumbling here in the first quarter.
Yeah, a lot of groundwork here.
Final minute. Grant, a step past the defender. He's in the clear here now along the far sideline. Going to dance on the far wing and give it up goal line extended for Wilness.
You know, we often talk about transitioning a team from turf to natural grass. Both these teams play on natural grass, and I wonder if it's just the opposite here. You know, there's a lot of ground balls here.
Wilness, a bouncer, set aside. Boise right there. The rebound goes to the defense, and now Hopkinton looking to get something in transition. On the move, this is Avery Condon Sets up a shot near side. Is that a save? Correct. Just kept it out. Well, the goaltender was halfway in the net on the ground. The ball never crossed the line. It stays 1-0. Down to the final 10 seconds. Cougars Tar is going to clear it. His pass deflected. The ball back on the turf. And now the final seconds are going to go off the clock here in the first quarter. 1 goal the difference. Lincoln Wilson in the final 2 minutes lights the lamp. And Hopkinton's got a 1-0 lead after 12 minutes here at Bill Ball Stadium. More in a moment. You are watching the 2023 NHIAA Boys Lacrosse Division III State Championship game right here on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire, broadcasting in conjunction with the NFHS Network.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
Back here in Exeter, it's a 1-0 game after 1 quarter. Hopkinton leading Campbell. The Hawks came up short in this spot a year ago against Laconia. Campbell, led by former Syracuse standout head coach Josh Knight, looking for a state championship here after a successful 13-2 regular season.
And I didn't realize until a couple of days ago that Josh Knight is the athletic director at Campbell as well. So, you know, we seem to be seeing more and more athletic directors getting involved in lacrosse. But
it's good to see, right?
It's absolutely good to see. Yeah, you can just tell that the popularity of the sport has just risen tremendously. Good face-off.
Face-off win for Ozzie Rosenholm. And Hopkinton in business here, trying to build on a 1-0 lead. The lone goal came in the final 2 minutes from Lincoln Wilson, the senior. Able to find some space in the slot. So, the Hawks hope to double the advantage here.
Good turn.
Produce a shot and a score. It's a bouncer for Shane Smith, the freshman. Big moment for the youngster as he puts his team out in front 2-0.
Yeah, good turn here. Good turn here by number 32, the freshman. Gets a good little stutter step, goes right, and then split dodges into his left and just lets it rip. Great shot. Boy, it's good to see the freshmen that can see the goal and mix up their shots and their shot selection. We've talked about it many, many times this year.
Well, Hopkinton's got 5 on the varsity roster. Campbell's got 3. So the future bright for both teams. Another face-off win for Rosenholm. 2 in a row. Hoping to string together a run here. Coach Deacon Blue down at the end of the bench. Looks like he's commanding the offense here in real time.
They bring the freshman right back out.
Mm-hmm. Another team in a hurry here. No shot clock, as we know, in the NHIAA. Wilson wants to come downhill. Looking to shake off the defender who gets the last laugh. Alex Kirby poked it loose. Kirby has the ground ball. And now Kirby shot out of a cannon right to left. He'll swoop around here and get the attack set up, or will he? Pass is batted down yet again. It's loose. Landry in the hunt for Campbell. Again, Kirby is there.
Robbed.
It's still loose. Scooped up with 2 hands here by Gavin Davies, trying to secure that stick along the far side. Pass comes near side for Robert Rinden. Brendan gets inside the defender. Landry hooks up with Buss, spin, shot, saved by Guerrero. Guerrero saw that one. He's watching the action out in front of the cage. Who knows where the ball is? Finally, it ends up with Nick Hirschberger of Campbell. Up ahead for Landry, who's got a step at the 50. Landry looks for a man in front of the net, but can't hook up with Wilness. Pass out of bounds back over to Hopkinton.
Well, so far the goalies are looking very impressive here in the early going.
And we saw a couple of really pole-to-pole saves from both ends.
Yeah. And as you mentioned, Garrett going to Regis, one of his predecessors in the goal, J.J. LaRose. He was also a Regis goalie from Campbell, so maybe there's a pipeline going on down there. Yeah.
Meanwhile, the officials ruled that the pass was tipped.
Yeah.
And both teams are going to bring on a substitute here. Both Wilson and Smith trot on from the Hopkinton sideline. Play restarts behind the cage. Spin move for Chapin. Chapin is cut off. Ball is on the ground. Swept forward by Trey Cardinal for Campbell. And now it'll be kept in along the near sideline here by Hopkinton's Buss. Nearly 3 minutes in, second quarter. Hawks looking to build on a 2-0 lead. Campbell hoping to come up with a stop here. Hawks have controlled the time of possession, I would say, so far. This is Martell. Looks far side for Despres, now back to Martell. And again, Hopkinton going to take a breath and try and space things out. Looks like they're trying to deny Wilson the ball. That'll allow Martell to go one-on-one. Fish it back out for Wilson.
That's a good match for him.
Trying to spin against Wyatt Tarr, but nowhere to go. Back around the perimeter it'll go. Despres trying to spin away from Hirschberger. He's jammed up. He's still got it. He's going to fire on his way to the ground. Kind of an awkward shot rolls out of play and will stay with the Hawks.
Yeah, according to Coach Devitt, who is the offensive coordinator for the Hawks, they like to stay low with a lot of rotation through X, and we're not quite seeing that yet. They're relying on midfielders out front to try and dodge with them in a 2, but it's just not working. They're getting played very, very aggressively.
Campbell forces the turnover. They get the clear. And now we'll set things up on the far side. As they slow it down and look to maximize what's been kind of a rare opportunity so far. A trip to this end of the field. Now 4 minutes in, second quarter. Campbell looking for their first shot of this frame.
Yeah, this is smart. This is smart lacrosse. You've been on the defensive side of the field for 4 minutes almost.
Tarr lost it. Wilness, though, scoops it up after one bounce. Tarr going to backtrack, and now a flag's going to fly away from the ball near the cage. Penalty against Hopkinton on the way. It's going to be the first penalty either way. Second quarter now almost 5 minutes old. Campbell going to try and capitalize here before the whistle. To the right, shot going to ring the bell as it goes off the crossbar. Came in with some heat out of the stick of Wilness. Goes right to his teammate Sandquist. And we're going to play on here.
That was a solid post.
It rattled the cage for sure.
Oh, my gosh.
Wilness, a second shot from about 12 meters out, is going to get swallowed up by Boise, and now the penalty will be assessed.
Yeah, I think we're going to get a hold here. Oh, no. They're going to get ready with a slash.
So a 1 minute penalty on the way. No argument from Stephen Reddy. And the St. Mike's commit going to drop to his right knee in the penalty box.
Yeah, that's going to hurt if they score on this. Reddy, their best defender out there, usually commands the defense no matter whether they're shorthanded or not.
Golden opportunity for Campbell to get on the board, trailing 2-0. Working at the end of the field where their fans are stationed.
There it is.
There's a good cut, a good dodge.
Wow.
But the shot set aside by Boise. And now the pass from behind the net is poked down, taken away. And look out, Crawford went sprawling, lost the ball. So in the end, Campbell ends up with it as Sandquist looks for a player out at the top of the box, but can't hook up with Tar. The ball going to roll slowly to midfield. Both players go flying. And again, the rough and tumble nature of the game continues. Kick save by Boise.
Oh, my goodness.
Taken out of the air by Rendon in a crowd, and now we get a timeout from Hopkinton.
Wow.
It comes, I believe, at the tail end of the penalty, although Reddy is still in the box. We're down now inside of 6 minutes and are about to go back to even strength. But a timeout here first by Hopkinton.
Yeah, 1 second left in this penalty. So yeah, he'll continue to take a knee, but he'll stand up at the start again here. But wow, how about Boise? Wow,
come to play so far. The junior goaltender.
6 saves.
Really awe-inspiring saves as well.
Really, and I mean that other the other save he made right before the end of before the timeout here, that was a Canadian cross-handed shot that he got his other leg on. This one here, he gets his left leg on. So, yeah, he's dialed in.
Was big in that victory the other night in the semifinals over Bow. And of course, Hopkinton with unfinished business from a year ago. They fell to Laconia on Championship Sunday. After a 10-5 regular season, they knew it would be a battle to make it back to this spot as the number 5 seed. But Coach Blue and his staff, which includes, as you mentioned, Kyle Devitt, Aiden Burns, and Eli Standifer, they seemingly had their squad getting better as the season goes on, and maybe coming into this one playing their best lacrosse.
Yeah, and the coaching staff tells me that the addition of Aiden and Eli was a big boost to them this season. Getting Eli, who is a goaltender at Keene State, back on the squad really helped them. And obviously, Eli being a collegiate goaltender, he helped our boy in the net for the Hawks.
Here's a straight-up theft by Wilness, who's going to capitalize and send the Campbell fans to their feet. Or no.
That
was a save?
Outside. No, it went outside.
I thought that went in. Instead, it stays 2-0. And look at this.
That's going to be a award, if anything. But he elbowed him.
Avery Condon, who had the ball in his stick, leveled a hit on his way up the sideline right in front of the Campbell bench. It got everybody upset here down this end of the field. And now Coach Knight looking for retribution here, hoping for a penalty against Hopkinton. The flag did fly, and the verdict of guilty is leveled against Avery Condon, the senior co-captain.
Yeah, he's going to get an illegal. 2 minutes. Illegal,
unnecessary roughness. Shot upstairs.
3 minutes.
Levied there, despite the fact that he had the ball in his stick.
Yeah, I can go with that. I can go with that call. Whether it was a legal body check or unnecessary roughness. It was up high.
Got to look a moment ago at that shot that I thought went in.
Yeah.
But did not. And then shortly after that, we have the second Hopkinton penalty of this second quarter. So the Hawks are shorthanded, hoping to protect their 2-0 lead. Again, Campbell hoping to cash in on the EMO. There's a fake pass, and it ends up with a shot and score. That's Cruz, Sandquist, the sophomore, was somebody in the crease.
No. Okay, he's pointing at the Hopkinton player. He said it was the Hopkinton player in the crease.
So the goal will stand for Sandquist.
Yeah, he really fakes out the defender here, and he comes around. That's John DePries who gets that.
Oh, it was?
I believe so, yeah. Yeah, Sandquist was way out on the wing.
Sandquist made the initial move, and then a number of bodies out in front of the cage. So they'll credit. Who'd you say, Roger?
I believe it's DePries, number 6 for the. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Yeah, it is Sandquist. My bad. Got the number mixed up.
So you made me cross it out and everything. Huh?
And you're in pen too,
I
right?
know.
Yeah, that's why I use pencil. I'm the dummy.
All right, inside of 5 minutes.
Yeah, my bad.
Hopkinton hoping to get it back. That penalty was not locked, so we're back to even strength. A lot of defensive attention has been paid towards Wilson. Right now it looks like he's drawn the attention of Tyson Landry, the junior. That's the matchup off the ball. Meanwhile, Martell, who may be the tallest player for either team, going to fire a shot contested that ends up wide. It'll stay with Hopkinton.
Yeah, and they have 3 players on this roster that are very tall, Martell being the tallest. Ready?
How tall do you think he is?
Boy, he's got to be 6'5", 6'6".
Wow.
Don't you think? You're the basketball guy.
Yeah.
You should be able to pick these things out.
Yeah, I was thinking 6'4", but
Okay.
either way, he's got maybe a full head length over the smaller defender.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Boss is trying to bowl his way to the cage.
Push. Yep.
It'll go with Campbell. Goret wastes little time with the outlet for Landry. And now Campbell may have something brewing. Pass, reeled in upstairs.
Oh.
Sandquist is set aside by Boise again. Ground ball goes to the long pole, Condon. Condon's pass is contested at midfield, but hauled in by his target, Davies. Davies trying to avoid 2 defender, and Deacon Blue is going to call a timeout from the Hopkinton sideline. 3:27 to go, second quarter. A 2-1 lead on the board for the Hawks. Hopkinton will have possession.
Yeah, and good back and forth action here so far. And again, the goalies are making their way in this first half. Great play here to Sandquist. Again, he gets a great 10-yard step down, lets it rip. Right there, though, is Colby Boise.
He's got 7 saves here in this first half.
I've got him at 8 now.
8 now.
Yep.
Yeah. The junior
Yep.
has looked very impressive.
Couple of them back-to-back, on the same possession, same play. But, yeah, definitely there. But, to pick up my point, when Standifer, who has a younger brother on the Hawks team right now, came back into the program, both Deacon Blue and Kyle Devitt, assistant coach, both said that he has been a great asset. And they've really appreciated having that, because I know Coach Devitt is not a defensive-minded coach. He is all about offense. And not that he can't coach defense, but that's where his mindset is. So it's good to see them. And again, this other boy, young man, Aiden Burns, he is a product of the Hopkinton program. So again, we have a youngster coming back in. These guys are in college and out of college. What am I talking about?
Well,
right?
anybody younger than me,
Yeah.
I call a youngster.
I guess I can get away with that, too.
I suppose that applies to everybody. All right, here's Martell awaiting the challenge. Scott Hirschberger meets him with a check.
Oh, he's
Now
hacking, too.
Martell trying to avoid Hirschberger on that far side. Gets rid of the ball. Wilson, some space to operate here straight away. 3 minutes to go, second quarter. Hopkinton hoping to match their largest lead from earlier of 2 goals. It's been tight the whole way. Buss looks for a cutter out in front. That pass is low and off target. Hirschberger quickly gets to the ground ball. And now the sophomore, unchallenged so far, floats a high pass for Landry, who's going to escape the traffic. And Campbell set to operate here over the final 2:40.
Boy, Scott Hirschberger is really impressing me out there on defense for the Campbell Cougars. He's got a lot of touches so far. He's very aggressive, knows how to throw that one-handed slap check, and his footwork. He's been able to keep up with his attackman very, very well.
Here's Wyatt Tarr. Pass taken near side. Wilness trying to spin away from Reddy. Sets up a shot and score! Pretty good footwork there to free himself up. And the junior co-captain, Andrew Wilness, has tied this game at 2.
Well, he was about due. He's had a couple of shots so far in this game, and they were rockets. And he drops his hands down to get underneath the stick check of the defender And that looks like that's Stephen Reddy. It is Stephen Reddy. And Stephen gets a really good hack on him, and he drops his hands down with the check and follows through.
So Wilness clocks in here with 2:17 on the clock to tie the game at 2, and now we're still inside, or now inside of 2 minutes. Bus, after a lengthy ground ball battle, secures it for Hopkinton, slows down in front of his head coach, Deacon Blue. Gets the instructions, and now Hopkinton hoping to go to work. Campbell has scored the last 2 and erased what was a 2-0 lead.
We got us a battle here.
Campbell fans trying to cheer on this defense. Hopkinton in no hurry. Too early to think about the last shot? Down to a minute 20 now?
I don't think I would be. I think I'd be going to the goal. I think I'd be trying to break this tie before halftime.
Looks like they're okay with playing some catch here.
Sure.
Down to a minute 5.
If it doesn't come back to bite you.
They're going to cycle it around pretty quickly here.
There it is.
Keep it
there
far
it is.
side. Express coming middle. Shot set aside. Goret, another nice save. Campbell is all over the ground ball as Jackson Canaley gets to it. Pass taken by the long pole, Joey Sullivan. And now Alex Kirby will slow it down. Back over to Sullivan, and it looks like Campbell in the end is going to have
now you play for the last shot.
An opportunity for the final shot here with 35
he wants a
seconds.
timeout.
And the timeout will come from Coach Knight. Well, a reminder, Championship Sunday, brought to you by Service Credit Union, who is proud to offer the School Spirit debit cards for NHIAA schools. Visit NHIAA.org to learn more about how to sign up your school, earn cash bonuses for your programs, and spread your school spirit. And, of course, the Special Olympics. Special Olympics New Hampshire and the NHIAA believe that unified sports help young people become agents of change in their schools and communities. The NHIAA currently offers unified programs in soccer, basketball, outdoor track, and volleyball. For more information on unified sports, please visit NHIAA.org. Nick Anastas, along with Roger Howe and the rest of our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire family. We're broadcasting in conjunction today with the NFHS Network. It's the second of 3 state championships on the boys' side played here at Bill Ball Stadium. Earlier today, BG made it 3 straight in Division I as they topped Pinkerton by a final score of 15-6. Later tonight, 7:30 Eastern, a showdown in Division II, highly anticipated, between top seed and defending champion Portsmouth and traditionally tough Dairyfield. That comes your way at 7:30.
Well, my peeps are out there listening because I just got a text coming through. The 4th referee that I couldn't think of his name is Shane Searles.
There you go.
And now I know.
I figured your people would be all over it. They were.
Yeah, they were all over the Gordy Lewis, Gordy Webb thing. They were all over the.
Any compliments mixed in there? Or it's just the things that you missed.
Oh yeah, we get all of it, but most of it's positive, of course.
Tar going to start the restart for Campbell. Let's see what they've got in mind. This was not it. Pass across the zone, broken up, and now a ground ball sends everybody scrambling on the far side. We're down to 18 seconds. It's still loose in the high slot. Trying to get a bead on it is Hopkinton's Condon, who eventually does get to it. Final 10 seconds. Going to launch a far pass towards midfield. Knocked and batted down by Wilness. Cougars have it down to 3 seconds. Pass just outside the range of Wyatt Tarr, and that is going to do it here for the first half in Exeter. Hopkinton got the first 2 goals on the board. Campbell responds with 2 in a row to close down the first half, and that is where we are. A low-scoring affair at the midway point, 2-2 between Campbell and Hopkinton.
Yeah, not unexpected to see a 2 goal game out of these two teams. They're defensive-minded. The ball was on the ground quite a bit to start this game, and they seem to clean it up a little bit, and we've seen some fantastic goaltender play. So those combination of things usually end up with a single-digit score. So I'm not expecting anything different other than probably the skill level to pick up a little bit and them to be a little bit sharper in the second half.
All right, in just a few minutes, I've got the recap. Roger's got the stats. Ben's got the highlights, and we've got you covered. Halftime show in just a moment. 2-2 after 2 quarters here in Exeter. You are watching the 2023 NHIAA Boys Lacrosse Division III State Championship game right here on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire, broadcasting in conjunction with the NFHS Network.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. The New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school varsity and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NewHampshireTomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com. How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include tickets and discount cards to hundreds of local businesses. MG Sports now has a digital platform where athletes can raise funds in the comfort and safety of their own home. So become another lacrosse program like Bedford, Goffstown, or Memorial that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com to start raising money for your team today. Are you thinking of selling your home? Well, now may be the time, given that spring is here, the market is hot, and interest rates remain at all-time lows. It's time to call Roger Howe, a licensed professional realtor with the Bean Group. Not sure what your home is worth? Roger will provide a market analysis for you at no charge. With 12 years experience in residential, commercial, leasing, and investment properties, Roger knows your local market. So contact Roger Howe of the Bean Group today.
Buy local and save big. For over 26 years, Spectrum Monthly has been providing great local offers from businesses in New Hampshire and Massachusetts, delivered to your mailbox every month. Spectrum is chock full of savings from your favorite businesses. From local restaurants and retail stores to entertainment, fitness, and home improvement services. You'll have easy access to thousands of dollars in savings, including exclusive offers for Spectrum readers. Every month, enter our readership contest for a chance at winning cash and local gift certificates. Spectrum Monthly, no one brings you better offers.
Halftime here in Exeter. It's a 2-2 game between Hopkinton and Campbell here in this 2023 NHIAA Boys Lacrosse Division III State Championship. Nick Anastas, Roger Howe with you, and the rest of our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire family, broadcasting in conjunction today with the NFHS Network. Well, the tone was set very early as first 10 minutes of the game were scoreless. A lot of ground balls, a lot of hits, a lot of saves. And finally, Hopkinton was able to break the ice inside of 2 minutes remaining. First quarter, Lincoln Wilson, the senior, lit the lamp, and that was the difference after one. early second quarter. In fact, just 30 seconds in, the freshman Shane Smith found a way to beat the goaltender.
Sweet move.
2-0 Hawks at that point. Then the final 5 minutes before halftime belonged to Campbell. Cruz Sandquist got the Cougars on the board at 2-1. And then with just outside of 2 minutes remaining before the break, Andrew Wilness lit the lamp. 2-2 our score, Roger. And as you predicted, a low-scoring affair, at least at the midway point.
Yeah, I don't expect it to change either. Both of these teams, as I mentioned, very defensive-minded. They do have some talent on the offensive side of the ball, but when you combine your defensive-minded and defensively talented squads with two hot goaltenders, you generally don't see double-digit scoring, and that certainly is panning out so far. It's not surprising to see, all-state candidates like Wilness. He's getting a goal. He's figuring in the scoring. Scott Hirschberger for Campbell, another all-state candidate. He was on the watch list earlier this year. He's having a tremendous defensive game out there. And, of course, Ryan Garrett, the goalie for Campbell, having a stellar day himself. Boise is looking hot in net. And Hopkinton is controlling the faceoff circle. So those are the two keys we seem to talk about every single game, and that's panning out again here today.
Yeah, Ozzie Rosenholm has been the man to beat at X.
Yeah.
What are those numbers, Roger?
There weren't that many faceoffs, but he's up 4-2.
4-2, there you go.
He's
good
hanging.
percentage.
Good percentage.
Lucas Craig going to lower that percentage a bit.
Yeah.
As he wins it here, the junior midfielder for Campbell now on the move. He's going to go down the middle. He's going to split defenders. He's going to fire, and he's going to score.
Oh, I think that's in.
Lucas Craig, they're going to say no, it would never cross the line. I thought it was in again.
I did too.
Instead, another save for Colby Boise, and we remain tied at 2.
Oh, my gosh, you're right. The backspin took it around the right post. It never did go in the net.
Meanwhile, spin move by Kirby. Trying to hook up to his right with Zach Hanna. Knocked down again. And this kid's been causing problems. Avery Condon, the long pole. But Hopkinton with a problem of their own on the clear. Bassett able to strip Sandquist from behind. And now Cameron Bassett, the big-body junior, trying to rumble his way downfield. Lost his footing, lost the ball. Campbell goes the other way after Nick Hirschberger picks up another ground ball for Campbell. And now the Cougars' Sandquist is going to slow everybody down here with just over a minute gone by third quarter.
Yeah, Cam Bassett is the other tall Hopkinton player that I was referring to in the first half.
Yeah.
He's a big boy. He's got to be at least 6'1", maybe 220. He's a big kid.
He's a grown man for sure. This pass gets through the zone. Kept at this end by Campbell Sandquist. Sandquist will toss it back out up top for Grant. And Campbell hoping to get something in motion here as they look to take their first lead.
Oh,
after trailing most of that first half. Well, this one turned over, maybe an avoidable turnover there as Zach Hanna seemingly lost control of it as it came in.
Yeah, when you're in a close game like this, you cannot afford to have mistakes like that. You cannot just give the ball back to your opponent.
Now 2 minutes gone by. Here's Stephen Reddy trying to work out of his own end. The defender hooks up with Nick Martell. And now the long-bodied Martell getting nudged over there on the far sideline by defender Scott Hirschberger.
Good
Back
save.
up top it goes for the freshman Smith. And Hopkinton will pull it out here for the first time in this third quarter with just over 2 minutes gone by. Meanwhile, Coach Knight working the officials along the Campbell sideline. Hoping to inspire this defense. The former Syracuse standout / athletic director. Buss going to hook up with Despres near side. And now it's Wilson on the wing.
Here's the young freshman again in an ISO.
Yep.
Watch for Wilson here on the left side.
Smith against Landry to his right. Landry strips him. Ball is out. And will stay here. Good hustle by the youngster.
Yeah, they're going to call that a shot.
Gorgeous day here in Exeter. Although the shadows are starting to grow a bit at this end of the field as the sun tucks down behind the trees as we approach the 6 o'clock hour here on the East Coast.
Yeah, it might be time to start shooting on Boise's left side here with the shadows, as you mentioned. Nice turn.
Goes wide of Gorette and the cage. Kind of a jammed up release there by Despres. Hopkinton, the number 5 seed. They knocked off unbeaten Bow in the semifinals to get back to the state championship game, where they lost in this spot a year ago against Laconia. For Campbell, they've been really, Roger, over the last few years building that program, right, to eventually be included on the year-to-year list of contenders, so to speak, and they've got a chance to get over the finish line here today.
Yeah, well, we haven't done a lot of D3 games over the years, but when we have, it's usually been Campbell or Trinity or one of the powerhouses at that particular time of the season. And, yeah, they've built a nice program.
Campbell's hoping to force a turnover here, and they will as Landry gets to the loose ball. Another ground ball for the Cougars. Now 4 minutes gone by, third quarter. And Landry going to find some safety here near midfield. Coach Knight going to shuffle the personnel and allow Wyatt Tarr now to come downhill. Tarr at full speed. Trying to shake a man to his left. Good defense there by Crawford, the junior.
And let's not forget that this is Campbell's first trip to the finals. So, you know, they've come a long way in the last 3-4 years with this program. Hopkinton, they've been here several times. They've been here 6 appearances overall. Oh,
bouncing
nice
shot, and Campbell is going to take their first lead.
Oh, my goodness.
Andrew Wilness fooled everybody, including the goaltender. The Cougars take a 3-2 lead here 5 minutes into this third quarter.
Well, that's number 2 for Mr. Wilness, and you can see why he's on that watch list for All-State, which we should see the results of that this coming Monday or Tuesday, hopefully. But nice turn and literally no angle there.
It's number 2 for Wilness. And it's the first lead of the afternoon for Campbell. They've scored now 3 straight, dating back to about midway through the second quarter. Ball is again loose. Hopkinton's Rosenbaum. The Fogo had it for a moment. His teammates got it now, the long pole Condon. Going to come near side, and now Crawford will cross the 50.
Oh!
Pretty good timing on that swipe from Scott Hirschberger, poked the ball loose. But Martell was right there for Hopkinton. And now behind the cage it goes as the Hawks look to tie this game as we approach the midway point, third quarter.
And here's your matchup.
It's Wilson. Fling it near side, and now behind the cage it goes for Chapin. Buss wants a one-on-one. Looking to spin against the defender. That's Zach Dean. Dean trying to push him out of the zone. The pass is tipped. Scooped up near side. Despres trying to come middle. Will shovel pass for Buss. Now a shot from Wilson is going to find the cage. A low release there by Lincoln Wilson. Able to beat Guaret and tie this game at 3.
Yeah, that was only a matter of time before he just let one loose here. And I would like to see the Hawks kind of move the ball more towards Wilson. When he's been out in a one-on-one situation at the top of the box, you can see the long second slide just really not even there for him. And he should have some space.
Meanwhile, a violation is called on the face-off against Campbell's Lucas Craig. So Hopkinton a chance now to build a little bit of momentum and retake the lead here. Tied at 3 inside of 6 minutes. Shot. A deep one from straight away by Martell. Off target. And a restart on the way from Chapin.
One of the interesting things that Coach Devitt said to me yesterday when I talked to him about the Bow game was that he said that Bow doesn't have any left-handed offensive players.
Wow.
And the fact that Nick Martell is a lefty, and I see number 17, Merrick Chapin, is a lefty out there. He said that was one of the things that they really concentrated on, was trying to keep it in the left-handed offensive guy's hands.
Good scouting report.
Yeah.
Here's the freshman Shane Smith. Hooks up with Martell, and that one is set aside by Guaret. May have gotten a piece of that far post as well.
Yeah, that was a good setup.
It'll stay with Hopkinton. We're inside of 5 minutes, third quarter. Hawks look middle. Wilson, a contested catch. Strip from behind. Landry able to time the swipe. Hirschberger, the ground ball. Back up the field for Landry, who's got the clear. Campbell's got numbers. Landry looks to his left. Sandquist's pass is batted down.
Oh.
Sandquist returns the favor and fires on the move. This one goes out of play.
Good hustle by Bossy. He was very much aware that he was the only guy that was going to get that back, and he took off.
Good play by the goaltender to ensure the possession. And now again, Hopkinton trying to swim upstream against this very formidable Campbell ride. Pass taken in by Wilson, who does cross midfield. Turns on the gas, blows past Landry, fires a bouncer. Not happening, says Guaret. Another save for the senior on his way to Regis College.
He is the real deal. He is seeing the ball.
Both goaltenders have been outstanding. And a big reason why we're tied at 3. Inside of 4 minutes, third quarter. Martell.
Get those arms up. There it is.
For a screen.
There
Fires on the run and scores.
Yep.
I don't think Guaret ever saw that one.
No.
As the release took the goaltender by surprise. Martell scores his first goal, and Hopkinton is back out in front 4-3.
Well, we commented about Nick Martell's size, but look at the wingspan on this kid. And there was a screen in front of the net, too. That was a good turn for him. He broke through the defender. Nice pick, too, set by the Hawks. And, nice low far side shot by Nick Martell.
So the senior gives his team the lead 4-3 as we continue to go back and forth. A shove is going to get called, and Hopkinton is going to take possession.
Yeah, it's a good call. Right there.
It's been physical. Really both ways. Saw that in the first half. We see it here again in the third quarter. Coming up on 3 minutes to go. Hopkinton looking to match their largest lead of 2 goals from back in the early moments of the second quarter. Wilson. He wants a hat trick.
Turn it.
He'll settle with Martell, and a shot swallowed up again by Guaret as he saves that one chest high. Fans the outlet pass towards midfield where it's caught on the run by Tar. And again, here comes Campbell in transition. Tar's pass batted down. Tried to find Wilness to his right. Good defensive play by Bassett. And now again, we've got a scrum here just at the top of the box. Far side wing now the ball rolls. This one is going to go across midfield.
That's over and back.
Bussey trying to scoop it for Hopkinton. Play goes on. There's another check. The ball again comes loose. Davies thought he had it. He doesn't. It's still loose. Hirschberger has got the inside track for Campbell. Can he keep it in bounds? It's touched on, and then a timeout is given to Coach Knight. It's like Hirschberger.
No, failure.
Failure to advance, excuse
Yes.
me. So the 20-second violation. Is going to give this to Hopkinton? No, to Campbell. I thought we had a timeout there. Instead, I guess Hirschberger never had it.
Yeah, well, Dave Shannon, the official there, he pointed as if there was going to be a timeout. You're right.
Meanwhile, trying to fan this one ahead was Campbell. Swallowed up quickly by Boise, who just exited the crease there to put out the fire.
That was a weird play.
It was. It's a good play, though, I think, for Hopkinton as they keep it 4-3.
Yeah, for sure.
Bassey on the clear. Feeds it up ahead. Davies never quite reeled it in. And now Buss' spin move.
Oh, that's got to be a slash. Oh, yes.
Going to draw a slash here and a flag from the official. Try to put the spin on Jackson Canaley, the senior defender. And
oh, yeah.
As a result, we've got some laundry here on the turf. A rare penalty either way, coming with 1:47 to go in this third quarter.
Yeah, there was no question about that. I mean,
going to get Chapin.
The chop.
No, Chapin's going to come off the field. The chop is against Campbell, of course. That's Joey Sullivan, the senior who, along with Canaley, were involved in the play.
Yeah, that's their first penalty of the game, so we'll see what they can do with it.
Near side, Despres. Step down shot. Ends up wide. Goret made an attempt there. It's not going to go his way, and that's got the Campbell fans upset.
Well, the Campbell fans are wrong. Simple as that.
Up top, Wilson fanned on it. The ball betrays him. Flew out of his stick upon the release. It's on the ground, and it's taken away by Canaley. Good play by the pole. He's going to sprint to midfield. Canaley still has it. Campbell fans wanted an offside call. They're not going to get that either.
No, they weren't offsides.
Meanwhile, the penalty
now they are
is down to 20 seconds. Landry and company hoping to just run out the final 15 seconds here as we move inside of 1 minute remaining third quarter. Campbell hoping to tie the game before the end of the quarter. Wilness is in a crowd, lost the ball as he's surrounded by green jerseys. Mm-hmm. It'll be picked up by Davies inbounds along the far sideline. That'll bring a whistle.
Yeah. It's going to be on Nick Martell.
There's a flag back at midfield.
It's an offsides, but we all have to remember that it is no longer, and hasn't been for a long time, the referees are not looking at offsides behind them. They are looking at offsides in front of them. So when they see 7 players in front of them, regardless of what's going on behind them, it is offsides. And Martell came off the center of the field as that happened.
Final 40 seconds. Stadium shaking with the chant of defense from the Hopkinton fans. Campbell very methodical here on the possession. Wilness a step down shot. He's got plenty of backup with 2 of his teammates behind the cage. And Campbell will look to restart here with 20 seconds. So they'll circle it around. Hannah.
Oh,
pass.
Don't hesitate.
Knocked down. Craig tried to hook up with a teammate. Another good defensive play by one of these big-bodied defenders for Hopkinton. Condon.
Smart.
Going to run out the clock.
Smart.
And his team's got a 4-3 lead after 3. Hopkinton looking to right a wrong, so to speak, after they lost in last year's state championship. Now 12 minutes away, potentially, from accomplishing that goal. Campbell, meanwhile, hoping to erase a 1-goal deficit in the final quarter to earn their first school state championship. Which will it be? We will find out next. Fourth quarter on the other side. You are watching the 2023 NHIAA Boys Lacrosse Division III State Championship game right here on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire, in conjunction with the NFHS Network.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
Well, this is it, at least for the seniors. Final 12 minutes of regulation here in the state championship. Nick Anastas, Roger Howe with you. Hopkinton out on top after 3 quarters, 4-3 over Campbell, the 5th-seeded Hawks. After losing last year to Laconia in this spot, hoping for another trophy for the school's trophy case. Meanwhile, Campbell hoping to do it for the first time as a program under head coach Josh Knight. We've got a violation on the faceoff, and Hopkinton will be rewarded possession. They've built up a steady advantage at the X all afternoon, and it pays off here to begin the fourth.
Yeah, seven wins, including that one there on the early start against 4 for Campbell.
Hopkinton, after a scoreless first 10 minutes of the game, got on the board late in that first quarter. Lincoln Wilson, first of 2. Gave Hopkinton the initial lead 1-0. Shane Smith, the freshman, just 30 seconds into the second quarter, made it 2-0 Hopkinton.
Turn it. Oh, good check.
Martell jammed up. Ball is out. Chapin the first to it. It'll stay here. Then in the final 5 minutes before halftime, Campbell got back-to-back goals from Cruz Sandquist and Andrew Wilness. And we were tied at 2 at halftime. Campbell took their first and only lead about 5 minutes into the third quarter. Wilness' second goal made it 3-2 Cougars. Hopkinton, though, had the last laugh over the final half of that third quarter as Wilson notches his second, and Nick Martell put Hopkinton back in front 4-3. Meanwhile, a turnover. Cougar defense again rises to the occasion. Tyson Landry in an end-to-end clear attempt, intercepted. Snatched out of the air by Condon. Up ahead for Buss, and now Buss, without a numbers advantage, is going to slow things down.
Smart play.
Hooks up at the trailer Davies. Back over to Buss. And Hopkinton in a position now to milk some clock here with a minute and a half gone by fourth quarter.
Yeah, I got to give credit to Alex Kirby out there, number 10 for the Cougars. He hustled his butt out of the box to get back there and make those numbers disappear for Hopkinton. Good effort to get back on defense.
Now it's the Campbell fan base. It's their turn to stomp on the bleachers and chant defense here.
This is Hirschberger again.
The defender on Martell, back up top for Wilson. Looks for space to his left. He's cut off. Martell thought about it. Now will fire. That one a deep one, swallowed up low by Guaret. The outlet's going to free up Scott Hirschberger. And now Campbell again on the attack here, hoping to tie the game with 2 minutes gone, fourth quarter.
And Hirschberger is only a sophomore. He's got time, and boy, this Campbell roster's got some young blood on it. Sandquist also a sophomore.
Yeah, both Hirschbergers are sophomores.
Yeah.
Got 3 behind the cage here for Campbell. And maybe as a result, they turn it over. Meanwhile, Rindon,
that could have been a hold.
Lost his footing, and a whistle will stop play here.
Ooh.
And a timeout is going to be given to Hopkinton.
Huh. Okay.
Coach Blue.
Maybe we can get a rewind on that, Ben. I don't think there was possession.
It's Rindon going to the ground. Question is, when did the timeout come?
Yeah.
The ball is clearly out at that point, but
yeah. Well,
Coach Blue may have asked just before that.
Yeah.
So the officials are going to give the longtime head coach the benefit of the doubt. And his team will keep it here with nearly 3 minutes gone in this fourth quarter.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, it's coming down to maybe a last possession type game here in the fourth.
Yeah.
Impressed by a number of players out here, though, that I haven't seen. Hirschberger, both goaltenders.
Yep.
I mean, one goaltender has 9 saves. Garrett from Campbell's got 8 saves. And these aren't just simple, flubber shot saves. These are some spectacular saves. So very impressed by that.
Coach Knight holding his Cougars in the huddle a moment longer. You can see he's delivering an impassioned. He's built this Campbell program up over the last several seasons, hoping it culminates today with the state title.
Yeah, and They've come a long way, and I can remember back when I was on the NHIAA board and running Bedford Lacrosse, talking to the Litchfield folks down there when they were just getting their youth lacrosse program started, and they had great energy. They wanted to do whatever they could to fundraise and get equipment, and it's really good to see them. This is, good 10, 15 years ago now, but it's paying off.
So is the ride for Campbell as they produce a turnover. It's a long pole, Joey Sullivan. Trying to avoid a couple of swipes offered by Martell. Landry will help him out. And again, Campbell looking to tie this thing up. The early minutes of this fourth quarter.
It was good to see that. Good coaching, not to force the ball through the box when you don't have numbers. Get away from traffic, get away from trouble. Reset.
Cougars will space it. Andrew Wilness, 2 goals today. 2 of the 3 for Campbell. Going to make a move near side. Going to turn and fire. Off target. Good sprawling effort there out of the cage by Colby Boise, but to no avail as Campbell will keep it at this end. Nearly 4 minutes in, fourth quarter. This is Alex Kirby, goal line extended. 1-on-1 with the midi Gavin Davies. Now behind the cage for Wilness.
Another left-handed pole here. This goes into what Coach Devitt was saying about Bo.
That's Bassett trying to stay with Wilness. Another wraparound shot and a 5-hole bouncing goal. That brings a smile to the face of Coach Knight as we're all tied up yet again at 4.
What a nice play this is. That's his second goal today where he's made that not even a question mark move in the 5x5, but he beats his defender and just turns and rips it. Smart play, smart placement. And he goes strong side too, to say the least. Good bounce shot.
So Andrew Wilness now with a hat trick. Campbell with some renewed life, but the enthusiasm stomped out there with the win at X by Ozzie Rosenholm. That's got Hopkinton right back on the offensive here, looking to retake the lead. Here's Buss. Finds room. Bouncer. Guaret with a low save. Save number 9 for the senior. Outlet knockdown. Picked up, though, by Scott Hirschberger on the ground ball for Campbell. Now it's in the stick of Landry, who looks for his teammate Zach Hanna. And Hanna going to backtrack outside the box here and slow it down as Campbell looks to retake the lead. They led briefly at the beginning of the third quarter, 3-2. And now with 5 minutes gone by in the fourth, have a chance to take the lead at 5-4 if they can score here. Hunter Grant picked up by Bassett off the switch. Fires behind the cage. Sandquist near side. Back to the cage.
Again.
Scoop, shot, and it's wide. A bouncer. Released as he fell to the turf. Foot race behind the cage. We'll keep it with the Cougars.
Yeah, don't look now, but our friend Andrew Wilness was wide open on the wing there.
Little shake by Sandquist. He's knocked down. The ball is out. And Crawford able to get to it for Hopkinton. Now it's Stephen Reddy far side. Can't find Rinden. Rinden pokes it ahead. It's loose. It's barely in bounds, and Campbell is going to turn it the other way. It's a good play by Wyatt Tarr. A flag is going to fly after a hit on Tarr. Draws the eye of the official. Hunter Grant will pump the brakes. You can see there Tarr trying to calm his guys down as we hit the midway point, fourth quarter. Game tied at 4 here in Exeter. Penalty on the way against Hopkinton. And now the whistle is blown as Hanna lost it.
Yeah, it's going to be Gavin Davies.
It'll be the third penalty since halftime against Hopkinton.
Cross check.
So Davies to the box. Hopkinton shorthanded. Campbell a golden opportunity to retake the lead.
Yeah, this is where you need to capitalize. You don't give out EMOs often here, and this game has been called pretty liberally.
Yeah. His four-man officiating team has let the players play for the most part here in the state championship.
Yeah, and the more and more you talk to an official that's, been around in this sport, this is what they want to see. They want to see a game that can be played without the help of the ref, whether it be positive or negative. They don't want to get involved. They want them to play, but if things get out of hand, that's when they get involved. Ooh.
Hannah cycles into the top. Willness didn't get a clean release.
No.
Was that Condon who may have?
Yeah, Condon got a trail check there late and threw him off.
Coming up on 5 minutes, halfway through the penalty.
Oh, that's just...
Pass over the top, and Tar can't get to it.
You can see the life just go right out of Josh Knight right then.
And the coach muttering to himself as he walks the sideline.
Nothing worse than an unforced error causing a change of possession on a man up. Man, just a killer.
Final 20
and then
seconds.
you pass it front. No.
The Ride trying to create a turnover. Reddy able to get to it, though, in the end, and now Reddy.
Oh.
Going to spin his way around Willness at midfield, inside of 5 minutes. Final 5 seconds on the penalty. Hopkinton.
Yeah.
Looking over at the sideline. The coaching staff says slow it down.
Sorry to be stepping all over your tongue there, Nick.
You're all set.
My coaching brain is getting too deep into my broadcasting brain. I get to see things that just drive me crazy.
It's all good. Meanwhile, Coach Blue has shedded his trademark black hat on the sideline.
Yeah, indeed.
And is now pointing with his right arm, trying to direct traffic here on the attack. We're tied at 4. We're creeping towards the 4-minute mark.
Throw it.
And here comes the flag. It's going to go against Scott Hirschberger.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Got tangled up there with Martell.
Yeah, you got him right in the grill.
Off the screen.
Nice
Despres fires a shot and a score!
That's going to be a double dip.
Wow, what a shot by John Despres. Wasn't quite a clean look either, but had enough speed to get by Guaret. Looks like it changed planes as well, and Hopkinton's going to retake the lead.
Yeah, good play. And we don't see this very often, but when you get a chance to double dip, you take it. So it's going to be a 1-minute penalty on Hirschberger, as we said, with a slash. We'll face it off, but Hopkinton's got a chance to really go two goals up here, and we haven't had a 2-goal span yet, I don't think, this game.
It was 2-0 very briefly, Hopkinton at the beginning of the second quarter. But since then, you're right, it's either been tied or a 1-goal difference. Another win for Hopkinton at the X as Rosenbaum is one more than he's lost. Get a shot here that's jammed up by Despres from the same spot as earlier. Nobody behind the cage for Campbell. Chapin is there for the restart for Hopkinton.
Crank.
Short-handed goal.
Oh, I think that was in and came right back out.
The officials say goal. And that is a huge development here as Patrick Buss, the junior co-captain, celebrating with his teammates as Hopkinton takes a 6-4 lead.
This is a huge goal. Huge goal. In this contest, man up, just a huge goal.
It's the first man-up goal either way.
Yeah.
Right?
No, I had one for Campbell in the second quarter on a
Sandquist?
unnecessary roughness on that 2-minute.
You're right. Sandquist. All right. So back-to-back goals for Hopkinton. They break open the 4-4 tie. They lead 6-4. The latest coming from Patrick Buss, who has played hard here this afternoon and is rewarded with his only goal of the game. Meanwhile, Campbell really in some trouble now, Roger. Fighting a two-front war as the clock ticking down towards 3 minutes. They trail 6-4.
Yep. Yeah, and this is where they're going to have to start pressing out. Doing this.
Martell trying to avoid Scott Hirschberger. Sets up Despres near side, gets the step. Shot set aside by Guaret and then picked out of the netting by the goaltender. Long outlet pass for Kirby, knocked down at midfield. Willness trying to bat it ahead. It ends up with the enemy as Condon gets to it for Hopkinton, drops it in front of his teammate Martell. The sophomore is going to give Hopkinton the largest lead of the game, and it's jubilation on the Hawks sideline.
Yeah, give Martell a big apple on this. Nice look down low. That good ball movement, too, to get the ball out of the zone first from Condon on the defensive side, and then a quick turnaround, and he pops it in. And we got a timeout by Campbell.
Coach Knight hoping to stop the bleeding. With 2:38 to go, Campbell trying to come up with some emergency plans here. Down 3 for the first time this afternoon. Comes with 2:38 to go. We remind you, following the game, post-game coverage continues. Sights and sounds from down on the field. The award ceremony comes your way, and then we'll start to preview that man's team. That's, of course, Chris Hetler. Derryfield back in the Division II championship. It's a rematch from a year ago with Portsmouth. It comes your way at 7:30. So a lot to get to after this one. As you can see, Coach Hetler literally planting his flag here in Exeter.
He needs a shirt to go with those pants. I think I might have to get him hooked up with my
there you go.
My coiffier.
Between the two of you, we can rewrite the fashion book for sure.
Exactly. Hey, YOLO on the championship day.
That's right. Coach Hetler in the hunt for ring number 7.
Yeah.
In the first since 2019.
Yeah.
Portsmouth, meanwhile, looking for their third straight. 21, 22, and potentially again in 23. So that's a fantastic
critical face-off here.
D2 championship game coming up later. Hopkinton's Rosenholm has had his way at the face-off X, but not so fast on this one. Ultimately, though, it does go to the Hawks. Ready, the long pull. Been very good in the ground ball game today. Gets another one to his credit. Now it's on the ground. It's poked ahead off the shoe of one of the players. Ultimately, Chapin controls, and Hopkinton now really hoping to drive home this one with now 2 minutes and change remaining. Staying inbounds is Buss, despite the fact that Canale was all over him. The freshman Smith.
Keep it in.
Gets rid of it far side, and now Campbell's going to have to go out and challenge here as we're inside of 2 minutes. Despres in a game of keep away, far side, trying to elude Nick Hirschberger. Here's a spin by Smith. Smith going to come down the middle, fires a shot on cage. It goes wide to the left. Out of play, but it's backed up by Chapin with 99 seconds now remaining.
Boy, Smith is impressive as a freshman. I can't wait to see what he can do in the future years, but man.
Had a goal back in that second quarter. Meanwhile, the flag is going to be thrown here. Physical activity behind the net. It's going to get tagged up with 1:29 remaining.
Another cross check.
Is this Nick Hirschberger? I believe it is.
Yeah.
Sophomore without an argument going to head to the penalty box.
This is not what Campbell needed.
Not a word from Coach Knight. Thinking about a timeout here, and I think he's going to take one. Yep, we got a timeout, Campbell.
Okay.
It'll come with 1:29 remaining. Cougars trailing 7-4. They're going to be shorthanded for the next minute. And the writing seemingly on the wall here in Exeter.
Yeah, you got to find a way to get this ball back over on the offensive side of the field, which is a tough task when you are a man down. But maybe the strategy here is let's double up the ball from the start of the whistle here rather than get back into our, box and one, which is the normal set when you are man down on defense, and see if we can't catch a break here. Get our own break out of it and get possession here. And the drawback here is that Campbell has no timeouts left. So even if they get possession deep down in the box, they've got to have a strategy of what they're going to do. And you can kind of see that this is probably what they're going to do because Coach Knight is pretty adamant in the defensive huddle here. They're not talking to the offenses as most importantly. But yeah, I think I would try to double the ball here and maybe even go with a goalie covering up one of the offensive players from Hopkinton. We'll see
the Hawks closing in, Roger, on they can hang on. Another championship under head coach Deacon Blue. They secured 4 state titles last decade. 2011, And then a three-peat 2017, 18, and 19.
Yeah.
Came very close, but came up short a year ago against Laconia. And with this really same group still intact, get back a year later as a 5 seed and are a minute 29 away from winning state championship number 5. Coach Blue watching intently as his guy goes down. That's Buss against Canaley. It's a little bit like David versus Goliath here in the size difference. Buss goes down, and eventually the ball comes out. Meanwhile, Wilson gets to the ground ball for Hopkinton, and we are down to the final minute here in regulation. Campbell is still shorthanded for the next 30 seconds, but it may not matter. The Hopkinton fans shaking the stands here at Bill Ball Stadium. Here's a bouncing shot that goes wide. Davies, a pretty good look there. Foot race is won by Despres on the far side. And with 18 seconds still on the EMO, Hopkinton going to restart. And more importantly, look to grind down this game clock now down to 40 seconds.
Ooh, late subs here.
Despres absorbs a check up top. And failure to advance here, Roger?
I don't know. He didn't step out of the box, so.
It's going to be a turnover either way.
Yeah.
Campbell's down to their final 30 seconds here. Still trailing big, 7-4. Scott Hirschberger spins middle. The sophomore looks for Wilness near side. It's batted down. Hannah going to help him out. But Campbell is just about out of time. Clock down to 10 seconds, and the celebration starting on the Hopkinton sideline. The 5th-seeded Hawks, after a 10-5 regular season, are going to win the state championship following a 7-4 victory here in the championship game over Campbell. It is the 6th state championship since 2011. And the Hawks fans celebrating now, coaching staff and all, on the field here in Exeter.
Wow. Very exciting for them to come from where they were last year against Laconia. They were this close last year with Laconia. Laconia pulled it out late. The Hawks, in my opinion, didn't wisely use the timeouts that they had in that late part of the game. But here they come right back, and as you said, a 5th seed takes out a 2 seed in a very defensively well-played game.
Yeah. Low-scoring first half. 1-0 was the Hopkinton lead after 1. Lincoln Wilson lit the lamp. Hawks stretched that to 2-0 in the first 30 seconds of the second quarter. Shane Smith, the freshman, was heard from. 2-0 Hawks at that point. Campbell over the final 5 minutes before halftime able to come back to tie the game. Cruz Sandquist and then Andrew Wilness. 2-2 was our halftime score. Campbell took their first lead as Wilness lit the lamp again 5 minutes into the third quarter. But over the second part of the third quarter, Hopkinton struck back. Wilson, his second, tied the game at 3. And then with inside of 4 minutes to go in the frame, Nick Martell scored on a pretty crossbody shot that put Hopkinton back in front 4-3. And that was our score heading into the fourth quarter. Then Wilness lit the lamp again for Campbell. Scored 3 of the 4 goals today. The junior with the hat trick breathed some life into the Campbell sideline. Tied the game at that point 4-4. But then over the final 4 minutes, Roger, Hopkinton rattles 3 straight. John Despres, Patrick Buss, Merrick Chapin. One of those on the man up. And that's it. 7-4 our final. You see the yard sale, so to speak, down there with the equipment scattered on the field. That's what happens when you celebrate a state championship, I guess. And now both of these teams getting ready for the award ceremony.
Yeah, and Campbell should not be hanging their head in this. They battled. It's their first appearance in the show, as we say, and it takes a little bit of time. to get your bearings on this level in this sort of excitement and crowd. It can overwhelm you as a youngster playing, freshman, sophomore. But their days are going to come. And Hopkinton, after that loss last year, they deserve to come out here today and give Campbell everything that they got as a 5 seed, and they earned it. They earned it.
And now, to the victor goes the spoils, the hardware. Set to be handed out first, Campbell. And Coach Knight about to receive the runner-up plaque and medals. And again, obviously, if you're Campbell, not the result you were hoping for, but Roger, a lot of firsts, as you mentioned, this season accomplished by this group. They're in the state championship. And if you want to be an optimist and look forward, you've got a lot of returnees that are going to come back next year with a lot of experience.
Yeah, and I hope we get to do a couple other games next year when this time comes around, because you're right. You take Andrew Wilness out of the game here, and it would have been a 1-goal game for Campbell. But Wilness has got some talent. Hirschberger's got some talent. I like the level of play that Hirschberger exhibited here. His brother, although he got a very critical penalty there at the end for Campbell, he's a big kid and he can play some defense as well. Not to mention the fact that the goaltender in this game, Garrett, this kid is a goalie. He has got some talent. And I'm not just saying that. I know goaltending, and him and his partner across the way, Boise, just tremendous games for both of them.
Quarette will be lost to graduation. He'll pick things up next season at the NCAA level at Regis College. His counterpart, Hopkinton's Colby Boise, will be back next year as a senior.
Yeah. So good contest.
The Cougars, again, 13-2 during the regular season, now officially runners-up in 2023. And now it's time to meet the champions. That's Deacon Blue. He's been the man in charge for a long time. Gives a big, passionate kiss to that championship plaque. Hands it over to one of the senior captains, Lincoln Wilson. And the rest of those guys posing for pictures at midfield. So a job well done by the number 5 seed. Not your typical 5 seed, but
no.
Nonetheless an impressive postseason run. We talked about the 13-5 regular season record. A big win, obviously, on this field today, but maybe just as big of a win in the semifinals, where they took care of previously unbeaten Bow, the top seed, in what was a back-and-forth semifinal on this field as well a few nights back.
Yeah, and let me reflect back to the semifinal game, Bishop Girton against Merrimack. And I commented in that game how refreshing it has been towards the end of the season here to see newcomers on the scene in a strength position in the playoffs.
Yep.
Campbell, newcomer to this level. Merrimack in Division I, newcomer to that levels in the semifinals. Looking at Division III, which again we didn't cover a whole lot this year, but you had a team like where is it here now? Co-Brown.
Yeah.
Co-Brown made the bracket this year, okay? And they had a strong team this year.
Winning record, yeah.
Winning record, and, it's just wonderful. We had the Pinkertons and we had the BGs as well, but to see newcomers on the scene here, not only just by fluke, but because they have a good program.
Yeah. All right. That just about does it for our coverage of this one. We've still got one more to go, and that may be the most competitive game yet. The Division II final. A rematch of a year ago between defending champion Portsmouth and perennially tough Derryfield. We'll get going just prior to that 7:30 face-off here, so circle back in about 45 minutes or so for that one. Again, want to thank our friends at the NHIAA, Jeff Collins and his staff, Don Boyle, and the folks over at the NFHS Network, Bill Ball and his staff here at Exeter, our Friday Night Lights crew, which includes, of course, Matt Beals, John Barron, and our director, Ben Beals. Of course, executive producer Steve Beals on the field here as well. For Roger Howe, my name is Nick Anastas saying so long. Final score, final time. Hopkinton 7, Campbell 4. It's been a presentation of the 2023 NHIAA Boys Lacrosse Division III State Championship game. Right here on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire, in conjunction with the NFHS Network.